Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Hulk! Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on to take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself. And then I'll have some fun with Sharpies. So I'm trying to come up with a good Hulkish pose and have some fun with it so we can make him super cool. So the nice thing is, for the most part, this is just anatomy. That's really it. It's just exaggerated anatomy, you know? And so we have to come up with a good Hulkish pose. Like I'm already like way too huge. Like I probably should have lifted it up just a little bit. Let's see what I do with the legs here. See if I can get away with something like this. And still fit in the page. Yeah, it's a little low. And that's the whole point. Oh, my paper came up. That's the whole point of sketching, is to make sure you have everything exactly where you want and don't fall off the page. So I see a lot of people, and I used to do this too. I'm guilty of it myself. Oh, come on, paper. I'm guilty of it myself, of starting off with a certain point and then building off that, like the eyes, you know, or the head. And I used to do that too. I hear you, because that's the funnest thing to draw. Sometimes if you walk away, at least you got that much, right? But if you're going to do something like this, you kind of have to plan for the entire thing, right? So if you don't, that's exactly what would happen. You'd fall off the page and you got nowhere to go. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to go but down. So I just want to redraw this real fast just to try to come up with a good position that will show off the skills that we are trying to accomplish. All right. Let me see. How can I make his hand? I think just like that. I kind of put myself in a position here that I've got his hand like over itself, like I want to show off the muscles, but if I put his hand like this, it's kind of you know, hidden. But you know what, I kind of like it. I like this big strong hold pose. You know, something like that. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Okay. So, and so here's going to be the next trick, is how much muscle do we put on him? I mean, obviously he's Hulk. He's super big. He's got nothing but muscle, right? But we're inking this in, you know, with Sharpies, and I can't draw every single one. I can, but it's going to take me forever to do that. And you're not going to be here forever, right? You got stuff you got to do. You got to go watch the Avengers movies. You got to go, you know, play video games and whatnot. So I got to try to limit this just a little bit, you know. So my point is, with muscle lines and things like that, I'm not going to draw everything. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to limit myself, you know, without making it look bad, without compromising the dynamics and the fun that we want to have here. Okay. So let's see. I'm trying to think of a good crazy Hulk hand. Maybe something like that. I think that might work. Okay. I guess that's kind of the fun thing about Hulk too, is you get to exaggerate everything, and so you can kind of get away with a little bit more of, yeah, but it's Hulk, you know. So if anybody questions you, it's like, oh well, it's because it's Hulk, you know, and it's just hulked out. It's like, why does that look like he's got a shoe on his head? So, oh, it's Hulk, you know. He's just hulked out, you know. That's how you look when you're Hulk. Because in so many words, no one can tell you you're wrong. You know, because as Hulk, you know, it's the excuse I use in my house quite a bit. It's like, hey, honey, why's your head look like you got a shoe on it? Oh, it's because of Hulk, you know. I'm just kidding. I live alone, so yeah. So we just gotta figure out how to rip my pants, and then I can draw his legs. And so that's what I was saying before I got distracted, I'm sure, is that a lot of this is anatomy, so we don't have to worry too much about armor or what he's wearing or any of that kind of stuff, because it's pretty much just human anatomy or Hulkish anatomy, you know. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry if I got quiet there. I'm just paying attention to what I'm doing and concentrating. I'm concentrating. All right, so let me just try to come up with a foot over here. And this is kind of fun. You can kind of practice your toes, which we're all bad at, right? And you just got to remember that the top toe points up, the other ones point down. And that's how you can get away with drawing or remembering your anatomy, you know? And even still, I'm not that good at that. See? Again, it's good to practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right. All right. Okay, I can live with that. I am 100% happy with that. Okay. All right, so let me come up with a face real fast. And we'll get started. So let's see. I kind of had a sketch out right here. So let me see if I can do this. See if I can make it work, because also looking at this sketch, it kind of looks like he's smiling. And, you know, I guess, you know, he could be happy at some point, but for the most part, he's angry Hulk, right? Okay. See if I can give him the crazy eye. You know, some wide eyes. Because I imagine him kind of screaming, right? Maybe not. Maybe we'll close it off a little. All right. Now, here's the question. What am I going to do for the hair? Because there's always a different, you know, interpretation of his hair. You know, there's the Ruffalo Avengers hair, there's comic book hair, and And I guess there's my hair, what I just did. I don't know what that was. Okay, I think I can live with that. Just a little bit of a mess, kind of a... All right, yeah, let's do that. I can live with that. It looks like me, but I can do that. All right. Okay, I think I can work with this and figure it out as I go and get started. So yeah, so let me erase some of this. I'm going to switch over to Sharpie, and I want it to stand out, so I'm going to erase some of these pencil lines. That way they don't dominate the picture. If you're working with pencil, great. I'm going to be working with Sharpies, so I want to remove some of these lines and build on top of that. Okay? All right, so I got a ghost that I made with my special computer. My special computer. Okay, so now let's welcome all the skippers. Everybody that jumped over here to this portion, to the Sharpie portion, they skipped over to this. Let's welcome them. Hello, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen for the finer details that I can control the line with easier with. Okay, I got to learn to word that much better. All right, so let's see what we can do here. We can do some angry brows. And first I like to do the top of the brow just to see, because I got his head cocked off to the side like that, which means the eyes are going to be like this, you know. It's kind of like a T, whichever way you're going. So I just got to make sure I've got it in the right spot, and I can build off of that. And that looks about right. This one could probably be a little bit lower, but I'll see if I can make this work. So I'm going to draw the iris, and then the pupil. Okay, so there I can build off of that. So now I'm going to do some angry brows. And these Hulk, so we can kind of go crazy with the brow, right? Because it's all hulked out. All right, so I'm going to do just a little bit of the bottom of the lid, just a little bit. I'm not going to do all of it because these Sharpies will bleed. And so I'm trying to be careful with what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And I'm going to do the nose, something like that. Oops. That kind of bled into itself. So I lost kind of the roundness of it. But that's okay. I can make it work. And he's got a lot of angry lines, so I'm drawing a lot right here in his brow, you know. And I got his mouth kind of open, kind of yelling. So do something like that. Then I can do his teeth. I think I'm just going to do like a implied teeth, kind of like this. Comic book teeth, I guess, you know, because it's not the actual line, but implied line. Like I'm not connecting them, you know? I would if I was drawing it out, but like I said, these are going to bleed if I start doing that. So I gotta be very careful with what I'm doing here. So I'll go ahead and make his mouth wide and open. And these I'll go ahead and draw in all the way, because they're going to kind of go up and build into the mouth like that because it's open. Just the way your mouth is, you know, if you got it open like that, they're kind of swinging down like that, so you can see the top view versus the straight view like that. Okay, and so now I'm going to go ahead and draw the jaw. Let's see, here's his chin, and I'm going to start to thicken these lines up a little bit too, because I'm about to switch over. You know, let's try to give him some angry lines as well. I'm about to switch over to the big fat Sharpie, and that's going to be really thick. So I'm going to try to build off of this. Just to be able to match those lines. Okay. All right. Very cartoonish, but that's okay. That's all right. And I'm going to play around with the hairline here. And again, it's Hulk. He's all hulked out, so I got him all kinds of crazy. But look, I'm forgetting about this jawline. I need to get over here and do that, right? Okay, I'm gonna come up here like this. Draw some of those angry lines like that. Because he's Hulk, he's mad. Okay, draw his ear, something like this. Thicken up these lines. It's a little bit big. I didn't plan for it to be like that, but you know what? I'm gonna go with what I did. I'm gonna own it and live with it. I can live with that, okay? So here I'm just gonna play around with just some crazy hair, some crazy hulked out hair. And just kind of, you know, it grew out, and so when he hulked out, his hair did too. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to the big Sharpie now that I can make it all, let me give him some more of these. I can make it all, what do you call it? Thick. Okay, so now I'm just gonna play around with, you know, something like that. Then I'll play around with color later. Okay, so let's still just kind of do something just like that, just to give it something, you know. Try to match that side. Yeah, I can live with that. Not crazy about it. I don't think it could have been done better, but we don't have time for hair. We got muscles to build on. All right, so I got some of his back muscle like this. Gonna kind of connect some of that. I'm gonna build onto his big pec muscle like this. And I'm just kind of doing them both at the same time just to see if I got it where I want it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw like a lot of the big lines and then come back and add some extra lines like muscle lines. Like, let's see, he's got this one there, and he's going to have like separating lines like that. And see, that's what I was talking about, that it's going to be kind of hard to pick and choose what lines we're going to draw here and which ones we're not, you know, because he's got so many muscles, and now I'm just kind of playing with him, that it's like, well, what do you draw, you know? How do you accent that he's got muscles and not draw every single muscle, you know what I mean? So there you go, something like this. And I think for the most part, like I said, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna kind of draw the big fat lines and come back in and just draw some separating lines, you know, just kind of show that he's got a lot more going on here, but you know, we're not going to be able to draw everything, you know. Something like this, because like I said, there's a lot of what's called striation in his muscles, a lot of detail that you can or can't put in, you know. And so that's why I'm kind of playing around with the two different line widths too, just to see if I'm going to make it work, you know. Let's connect that right there, and let's finish up his hands. Let's do his muscles right here. So I'm going to do his hand right here. It's in front. I'm going to draw his fingers like this, so I know I'm happy with him. Come back down to the back of his hand. I'm going to draw those knuckles like that. And then I'll come in here and I'll just play around with a little bit of extra lines. Just because it's the Hulk, you know. Normally I wouldn't add all this little detail like this because it's too much, it's tedious, you know. But again, this is the Hulk, and he's going to have a lot of that stuff in there. Okay. And some of this might be too much, you know, but like I was saying before, I was saying this in the sketch part. I was like, oh, it's a Hulk, you know. That's kind of my excuse to why certain things are like this, and maybe this is too much, you know, but oh no, it's cool. It's the Hulk. And so I'm just kind of getting away with drawing a few little bit of extra stuff because he's got veins and muscles and extra stuff. You know why? Say it with me, kids. It's a Hulk. And so we're getting away with a little bit extra because it's the Hulk. All right, so that's a pretty good arm. Let's draw this one over here. So same thing, I'm just gonna draw the underside like this to the elbow. Gonna bring the forearm in real big like that. Same thing, just real big like that. Gonna play around with a few lines. Oops, this Sharpie is dying on me. Just something like that. And we can draw a few little veins like this. Something like that, you know? And let's draw this hand over here. I got this one in a kind of a crazy something like that. So just bear with me. We're gonna get a little crazy there because it's the Hulk. I'm gonna do this one over here like this. Like that. This one all hulked out. You know why? It's a Hulk. That's going to be my phrase of the week. Johnson, why were you in late for work today? Oh, it's a Hulk. Okay, Johnson. You can have the day off. Here, have some donuts too. Oh, thank you, sir. You know who else thanks you? The Hulk. Alright, let's give him some fingernails. Some big old hulky nails. Alright. Yeah, just kind of crazy, you know? Alright, so that's pretty good. And even here, like all his you know, rib cage and all that stuff, you know, and we're not going to do too much. We're good with that. Let's just keep building from what we have. So let's draw him some pants. And they're going to be all baggy. Well, they're going to be tight because they don't fit him, because he bought way too small pants. He needs bigger ones. But just going to do this like that, and then I'll come in here and let's see how I don't want to do too much here, but again, his pants are stretched. They are ripped up, you know. So we have to appreciate that there's going to be a lot of lines, stress lines. Ooh, look at that. I'm getting a weird effect by my Sharpie dying here. And it's giving me a double line. All right. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's add just a floating rip like that. Okay, and we'll draw these up like that. There we go. Okay, so now we're just gonna draw some more anatomy. We're gonna draw his knee to his leg right there. And draw his ankle bone like that to his foot or his heel. There's the top of his foot. Let's do the inside like that to the bottom. And we're going to draw his first toe and draw it like that. And his other toes are kind of tucked behind it. So that's all we got to do is do something like that to get away with just drawing a little bit of those. And let's see, he's got the big old, what do you call it, calf muscle. And he's got more muscles under there, but we don't have to worry too much about that, right? Because he's covered up. So let's draw this other leg all sprawled out and extended like this. All right, so I'm gonna draw the top of his foot like that. I should probably draw the bottom of his foot like this. I can draw the toes like that. We'll draw these toenails so you can see them. And just draw a little bit of that. Let's see, what can we do over here? We can do a kneecap. Like that. Maybe a little bit of the calf. Just a little something, a little crazy something there. So yeah, I say we have some fun with color now. I mean, the two colors we're gonna put in, but I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Hulk. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.